You know, there's one thing about utilizing opportunity. Young people are so complacent, or rather they are relaxing with life. Whenever they go to university, they just think, okay, let me do university. After university, I'll get a job, then get married, then all that stuff. But we forget that you can be a person of impact whilst you're in university. People
Yes.
think there's just a certain system that has to be followed.
Hello and welcome to my channel, Say Something with Mads. We are back again with another guest. He is joining me from Zambia. He is Chushi Peter. Welcome to my channel. Chushi, how are you feeling today? Are you excited?
I'm very, very excited to be on this platform today. What a privilege and honor. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you so much. And as you all know, my viewers, every week we connect to a new youth from different part of the world who has something to say, who has an opinion about anything which matters to them. This is the platform purely and only for youth. So it's great pleasure. Let's welcome him. And I can see you in a very fantastic looking red hat and the kerchief. You are looking very dapper, I must say. What is
Oh,
the
thank you.
what
Thank you.
what is the significance of this? The special attire. Is it for this show or you always wear this?
All right. So basically I'm into media and marketing. So I run a platform, and this is how I've been branded. So from the way I look to the way I talk, everything has to be branded. There is a trademark for my particular brand. So this hat is a trademark for my brand. Yeah. So
Lovely.
yeah,
Right.
that's that about it. Yeah.
And also, before we start the interview, this branding, what she's talking about, if you go and check his LinkedIn profile, you will see everything in red. So I think the red is the color, and his posters, very Canva posters, are amazing. I really got attracted to the way he brands himself. We will talk about this also. But first and the foremost, I will ask Chushi to introduce himself and take us through your journey from your childhood till now, what you're doing, about your family, siblings, and a little bit about your country also. Over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Madhu. Thank you. Thank you very much once again for giving me a privilege to be on your show. Like she said, my name is Chushi Peter Kasongo, and I am from Zambia. You've heard about the mighty Victoria Falls, which is the seven wonders of the world. It is found in Zambia, and that's where I come from. So Chushi Peter Kasongo is a visionary leader, a man that is passionate about living a life with a purpose. Yeah. So about me and my family, I grew up in a small city, Livingstone. Of course, I was born in a small town called Kazungula. It's just at the border of Botswana. So my background basically is a background where I come from a middle income sort of family. I went to basic schools. I never went to a private school. So here in Zambia, when you go to a basic school, it means you don't come from those well-to-do families. Yeah. So
Okay.
my background was of middle income, of which for me, middle income or middle, whatever what they call it, I just believe it's a well-decorated poor man. So, so
These are just
basically,
labels,
it was that thing
unnecessarily.
where we were just struggling, and from there I fought so hard because I gave my attention to studies, and I studied so hard. My parents could be my witness, and I made sure that I passed my exams, and I went to a better and a good school called St. Mark's Secondary School, where I finished my secondary school there, and then later on went to university in Zimbabwe, Bulawayo. So that's where I went to pursue my degree in Bachelor of Business Administration, majoring in finance. From there, I did 2 years and then transferred to East Africa in Uganda, where I graduated with a degree in finance. So about my family, I come from a very interesting family. Obviously, almost everyone in my family, they are vocal. including my own father. Yeah, my father, my dad, and mom, they're still alive by God's grace. Yeah, my dad is a leader. He's been a leader, and some of the traits that I have actually come from my dad, and my loving heart comes from my mom. So I have sisters, I have brothers, and they are also kind of vocal like me. Yes. So
Wow,
I think in a
lovely.
nutshell, that's that. Yeah.
That you portrayed it so well, but the best part was when you said that my confidence and my speaking comes from my dad and mom. I can see that's just natural, coming so naturally. Yes, of course. What you said about your journey from school, you changed different countries, and here you are. So let's ask
Yeah.
something. Chushi, tell me, if I have to ask you, what makes you happy? What would the answer be?
What makes me happy? All right, that's a very good question, I must say. What makes me happy? All right. What satisfies my soul, like I said in my introduction, is just living a life full of purpose. Yes, living a life that is full of purpose, that makes me happy. Because from the time I read a quote by Dr. Miles Munro, which says the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but life without a purpose. That hit me differently. So whenever
Mm.
I help people, because purpose is not about me, purpose is about people. So whenever I
Wow.
help people, whenever I build people, whenever I reach out to people, whenever I do things for people, I think I'm the happiest. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Yes. The question I wanted to ask you right away is
Yes.
who who is your idol, or you consider somebody as hero in your life? Do you look up to somebody, and who would that be and why?
Oh, wow. Great question. I love that question. So I have different heroes depending from different sectors of life.
Oh wow,
Because,
let's hear it.
yeah, different heroes. But there's one hero that of course, my parents will be my heroes, and I have
Yes.
different heroes. Uh, but there's one hero that I love so much because he has had a lot of impact on my life. And I've already mentioned him, and I'll mention him, and I'll continue mentioning him in this show. And that is no other than the late Dr. Miles Monroe. Yeah, that's my role model because through him, through his teachings and his videos, his content, and rather I've received mentorship. And I am who I am today, and I can speak whatever I speak. I discovered my purpose. I have my personal life vision today, and I'm doing whatever I'm doing today because of the information that Dr. Miles Monroe passed on to young people like me. So Dr. Miles Monroe is my role model. Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much for say. I must look up Dr. Munro. I have not heard about him before, but I'm sure that after this
Please
interview, I'm
do,
going to
please
read.
do.
I will. I will. There is so much to
Yes,
discover, and so much we still don't know from different part of the world. Right. So,
yes,
there is one word which was very intriguing in your bio, and which I want to start with. That it says humanitarianism. So,
yes.
what does this word mean to you, and why did you include this word in your bio?
All right. So humanitarianism basically is all about promoting the welfare of people. Okay, it's all about touching people's lives. It's all about bettering people's lives. So humanitarianism ideology, it's famously known for alleviating poverty, or rather fighting for people who are facing critical issues or critical problems in the society. So one of them, which is poverty, it can be disaster, it can be just different kinds of social issues. So
Mm,
basically, because I look at purpose myself, so I
mm,
felt that connects to me, where I can change people's lives with what I have or with the skills that I have. So humanitarianism to me means a lot to me. And through humanitarianism, I've used my skills. Let's take, for instance, media as a tool for social change. All right, where I've been currently and recently, I was working with the Zambia Youth Water Parliament, which works under the World Youth Water Parliament, where I was doing a documentary in the village where there were young people who were drinking dirty water, dirty water, and we're doing a campaign to sink a borehole in those villages. So I've used my my skills. Let's take, for instance, I was touched by the war that is happening, that was happening in South Sudan, and South Sudan had been long marred with war and all that. And when I sat down and interacted with South Sudanese, I discovered that South Sudanese are gifted people, and they're actually leaders. And from that time, I was passionate to begin to rebrand South Sudan using the online TV shows, which we're calling PP Media TV South Sudan. And of course, I did a film which talks about the same thing. So apart from that, I've also been educating young people, all right, young people with skills. Like I said, it's about elevating poverty. Africa is known for poverty, okay? It's been known for poverty for so many years. And not until we begin to teach skills to young people, we begin to change their minds, we begin to teach them entrepreneurship, we teach them these media skills. Let's take, for instance, with myself personally, I did a training in Ramwanja refugee camp where we're training these refugees on how to use cameras, on how to use technology, because technology is now the norm, all right? Technology is what we have today. So after training those youth, of course, they'll go out there and create their own businesses, and that's sustainable enough. So I'm looking at elevating, especially poverty. I am passionate because I've suffered before in my life, and therefore I believe that in my continent, young people stand up and rise up and create businesses and change the economy of Africa. Yeah, so basically that's that when it comes to humanitarianism. Yeah.
Chushi, when you were talking, I was reminded of your venture called Purpose Global. So let me ask you whether Purpose Global is something like is it like a business, or you are doing it along with your finance profession? Are you completely into Purpose Global? And I checked the website. There are a lot of things happening on your website. I was very intrigued with the kind of work you do. What I want to know is this your source of income, or you have other job as well?
Okay, so the Purpose Global, according to my priorities, is my first priority, because the Purpose Global is actually my purpose. That's what I'm called to do, because I believe everybody has got a specific purpose that they need to fulfill. So the Purpose Global is an organization, rather a brand that I've been building. So it's different from finance. You'll be shocked that I actually just use my finance skills to balance up my books in my businesses and organizations. But I'm actually not doing anything really related to my finance degree. Yeah, so the Purpose Global, it's a brand, or rather an organization. Can I call it, I won't call it a business. No, I don't want to call it a business, because it's an organization. Maybe let me call it a social enterprise, something like that. Yeah, so because, for an organization, as much as I'm passionate to help people, there is no impact without money. So when I charge people to speak, if I'm going to create impact, if my voice is going to be heard out there globally, then I need to begin to generate income. For so many years, the Purpose Global started in 2021, when I decided to begin to help people discover, manifest, and maximize their purpose. So I started in 2021. That's when I started. I started by just doing short videos online and doing quotes, and I would coach young people on a daily basis. There are different people around my networks that I usually coach. And I've been doing it for free. My content has gone viral. I mean, in East Africa, I've seen people using my quotes on their profile pictures. I've seen people coming to my inbox telling me you're doing a great job. Others even coming to me like, you know what, I'm going through this difficult problem. Can you help me out? And when I started the Purpose Global, I realized that people actually go through a lot of things. So it's sort of like a social enterprise that I run. It's a brand actually that I run to help people discover, manifest, and maximize their purpose. Yes. So I think in a nutshell, that's that about the Purpose Global. Yeah. So basically what finances the Purpose Global, because to run a brand, you need money. So right
Yeah.
now, as I'm talking right now, the people that are financing even this show right now, it's a company that I run. When I was still in university, I started up a company called Perfect Park Media Limited. Yes, so Perfect Park Media Limited is a company that also finances an organization that I also run called PP Media Impact, that I use as a media or as a tool for social change. So in order to cause impact, here is the truth. We are not always going to beg for money because, you know, in Africa, there's a tendency of us always waiting for donors to donate money in order for us to cause impact. So these are some of the mediums that I've used because, you know, when you have a purpose, it doesn't mean you only have solely one purpose. You've got other giftings or rather other attributes that can contribute to your major purpose. So the Purpose Global is the major thing that I do, but I have other giftings or rather other attributes that pours out into the main river. Yes.
Wonderful. I'm learning so much from you, Chushi. I'm thinking like, okay, how can you maximize the whatever resources you have and make it grow from everything you whatever you are speaking, it comes across as you said that this interview is sponsored by someone, and that's a source of income for you to do better job, better work for the society, and that's amazing. What you think about these goals, UN SDG goals, talk a lot about climate change and everything. But here you are addressing something, the education and poverty. These are very, very basic things rather than looking at the bigger picture. We can do if we can control this,
Yes.
or maybe we can contribute in this area, other things will automatically happen. What do you think about this, the goals?
According to my youth perspective, what I think about the SDG goals, okay, elevation of poverty is one of the actually amongst the SDGs. I'm
Yes.
also a member of the United Nations Youth Partnership Platform Zambia. In case I didn't mention that, my works were recognized here in my city, and I was nominated to sit on the platform of the United Nations Youth Partnership Zambia. So
Wow.
youths are concerned about these SDG goals, of which one of the SDGs that I have personally carried also is the same elevation of poverty. We have other young people who are talking about the right to, we're talking about health, all right? We have got the other young people who are talking about climate change. And the youths are actually concerned because the United Nations Youth Partnership Platform is a platform of young people. So I feel here in Africa, it's something that we are actually feeling. You understand? So I'm not just talking about it here because it's a goal that was put up by the United Nations up there, but it's something that I've gone through. It's something that I see
Yes.
every day. People
Yes.
go on a hungry stomach every day. As I'm talking right now, there are people who have not even eaten today. So it's something that we are really passionate about young people, that we're really passionate about as young people, and we feel that we have to change the narrative. Yes.
True. Let's move on now to
Great.
your question about, you are very passionate about engaging social media, right? You are a sort of a social media king. You do everything for social media so that you leverage your social media for a purpose. Tell me one thing. How important, how much time, how much effort does it go? Do you have a team working with you to do the branding or do other social media work? How does the whole thing work? Do you have a team working with you?
Okay, so like I said, I have there's Perfect Park Media, all right, and I sometimes leverage on the networks that I have to work with me. But here's the thing, you know, whenever you're starting a brand, you have to sacrifice a lot of time, and you have to learn how to do these things by yourself. Yeah, so it's not really like I am at a stage where I have a big team that I can call in and say, oh, you are the manager, or you are the accountant, or you are this. No,
You have to do everything on.
I'm still a startup and have to do most of the things by myself. So I just leverage on the skills that I have and ensure that I do most of the stuff that you see. So when it
Wow.
comes to LinkedIn, when it comes to my Facebook branding, when it comes to most of the things, I do most of the things by myself. But I am looking forward to working on a system, on putting up systems, because I'm not the type of person who likes to work alone, because I believe in birthing other leaders. Yeah, and I believe in